Uganda university admission and funding. The major source of funding for university education is private funding by parents and individuals, the rich. Then you have government funding, external funding. The increase in the numbers of public universities in Uganda has increased the burden of funding. Public universities are not funded sufficiently to cover the cost of inputs in order to offer quality education. For the past 5 years, funding has been lower than approved budget, if you look at it properly. Funding for research and publication remain low in public universities. Higher education institutions, which are authorized by law to award degrees, diplomas, and certificates. They create knowledge through research and publication. They are expected to engage with community around in terms of passing on knowledge, skills, and offering services to the community, paying staff salaries, allowances, pension, charges for maintenance, including repair and replacement of equipment. We have 8 public universities and 2 degrees awarding institutions like Makerere University, Mbarara University of Science and Technology, Makerere Business School, Kyambogo University, Busitama University, Muni University, Gulu University, Lira University, Kabale University, and Uganda Management Institute. The growth in student numbers is constraining government ability to pay for all the tuitions and personal needs for their university education. This exercise is putting pressure on national budget. The increased demand to establish new universities just to please a particular constituency is a wrong approach. In the future, it may damage the quality of university education in Uganda. We know that the government came up with some initiatives like offering scholarships to the poor, offering scholarship to the poor family. That was a good approach. but the implementation seems not to be working. If you do a bit of research, you'll find out that the scheme that was introduced to benefit students from poor family is not benefit those kids. Instead, is benefiting the children of the rich and the powerful, the children of those who are members of the ruling party, the children of those who are associated with political parties, the children of those who can get their way easily to get their hand on those scholarships. Those poor families are not getting anything at all from that initiatives. Maybe it is time to revisit those initiatives, to be open and transparent, to let people know exactly what is going on within the admission of students and funding of those universities. Being smart, clever, is no longer a guarantee of a good degree in Uganda public universities. Sex with lecturers is now the norm and added advantages of getting a degree. Female students from different universities are being used for a particular reason, and that reason is sex. Not long ago, after finishing the ranking of universities, I stumbled across an investigative report about sex within the university. Sex for grades, sex for degrees. And the names of Makerere University keep popping up. At first I thought that the scandal within the University of Makerere itself was over. But now reading this investigative report and the name of Makerere comes up and different universities in Uganda, lecturers are now using different tactics to lure these girls to have sex with them outside the university. Some are being taken to Mbarara for a long weekend, to Gulu, to West Nile, to Moroto, just name it. You get them out, you go and sleep with them, offer them a proper grade, they come out with a degree. Now I'm beginning to question the quality of those degrees. Is it worth the degrees Ugandans are offering today? Is it worth? Or they just got it because they offer the lecturers sex? If sex for favor is happening in the universities, then it seems as if in all part of our social life, sex for favor is also happening. It could be within a working environment, whereby if you want promotion, first you have to offer sex. High appointment to different organizations. Before you get those positions, you have to offer sex. And then you realize that we are living in a society where sex dictates what should happen. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss your daily source of information on Uganda. Let me be clear, and let's get started. The university that are doing fairly well are those universities that are being funded by the state. And various players, like outside universities, they offer scholarship too, like pharmaceutical industries. As I said before, Uganda educational system, the university, need to be overhauled, revisited, and the policies that govern such institution be changed in order to meet the challenge of 21st century. If we want all region in Uganda to benefit from that educational system, we need to revisit the policies that govern such a university. We have so many higher educational institutions in Uganda. And some of them were doing very well. We are sending a lot of students to the university. That is before we created a lot of universities. In Uganda today. It seems as if our member of parliament are crying out loud that they want universities to be established in their constituencies, pretending that universities are going to bring benefit to their people. I think they have miscalculated the presence of a university in your own constituencies. What they should have done a proper investigation whether the university is going to benefit their people, whether that university will have additional values for their people. And it seems as if they miscalculated. Because if you look deep, if you go deep and look into the situation today, all those universities they open in Uganda are benefiting certain regions of Uganda. Take, for example, the children of those who have money, those kids from the central and western Uganda are the one dominating the entire new universities that had been brought into your constituency. It tells you a story that being a member of parliament is not easy. If you want something to happen in your own constituency, do a research. Try to find out how beneficial that is going to be. Because why bring a university in your constituency if you have not solved the problem of your primary and senior secondary educations? You brought the university just for fame, to lift up your name. But the fact is, those secondary school you have at home is not producing a quality that can allow admittance to the university you brought at home. In northern Uganda, Tesho, Karamoja, West Nile, had very few people admitted to those higher institutions of education. When you look at the number of people admitted to various universities in Uganda today, the majority are from Central or Western Uganda. Take, for example, Lira University had only 77 students admitted on merit to benefit from government scholarship. And believe me, if you cross-checked those 77, they will all be children of the rich and powerful, those who have political power, those who can get their way. But those 77, you may not even find 2 of those poor children from poor family. It is a sad story indeed. But if you know the history of Wangoo, they had Komboni College, Dr. Obote College, Adoko Senior Secondary School, St. Mary College, Aboke. During those days, these were the best secondary school. People were coming from all districts to study there because of the quality of the education. But today, that is all gone. Maybe the Member of Parliament have to sit down and start rethinking. You lobby for the university, but is it benefiting your people? No, I don't think so. If you look at Gulu University, St. Joseph College Laibi, Sir Samuel Becker, Sacred Heart, Gulu High School were the best. But you ask me today, how many students do we get from Gulu High School, from Sir Samuel Baker, from Laibi College, who are entering Gulu University? It is nice to have a university at home, but we have to think twice. Let me ask you, in Gulu University, the Faculty of Medicine, can they tell us, can they be transparent, how many students from Gulu or from Acholi district are admitted into those universities? It will shock you. I hope the management of that university will come out, be transparent, and tell us the truth, what is going on within those universities. That is exactly why I decided to talk about Uganda University admission and funding. There's something that does not add up. Try to check it out for yourself, and you'll get the right answer. You see, politics is very nice. You can lobby the government in power, but before you do, try to solve those small problems at home. Make sure that your primary school is functioning well, that your secondary school is functioning well, that the level of people who are passing to go to the university are high, and appeal to the government so that they could also be transparent. When you say, I'm going to offer scholarship to the poor, then it should be offered to the poor, not the rich and the famous. You see, people can get fed up if we don't tell them the truth. You just take a look at all those universities, even in West Nile itself. It is massive, around 76 people got those scholarships that are supposed to be for the poor. But why don't you go and sit down? Why don't you ask your member of parliament to cut down the line of 76? Be transparent and let the people of West Nile know exactly how many poor people did get those scholarships. The 76 they are talking about has nothing to do with those poor people at all. It has to do with the children of the rich and the powerful, the friends, the relatives. And if you don't believe it, go and do your own research. And the same may apply to other universities that are open around Uganda. If you look at West Nile, schools like 𝗙𝙗𝙗 used to be the best. But today, you don't hear anything about it. Even Soroti University, I don't know how many people were admitted from Soroti University. Their situation is not different from those of Gulu and Lira and West Nile. It is not. It is the same story everywhere. And it is time those members of parliament, you lobby for a university. Now you have to prove to us that what you lobby for was worthy. Otherwise, we are just driving or traveling in a ship without a captain. Try to check this out. And thank you for listening. And remember, I will be back.